The third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th verse, Sri Krishna says, Yajñarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangaha samacharaha. In the previous shlokas, he has been telling that one has to anyway do work, and so it is better to do work with controlled senses and the controlled mind, unattached, and that leads to excellence. Then he says that one has to do one's obligatory works, duties. Now he says yajñartat, that which is done for yajna, as a religious sacrifice, worship, or something which is done with a good intention for spiritual purposes, something which is done without selfishness. Karmanaha, of action, anyatra, otherwise I am this lokaha, world, karma bandhanaha, bound by action, kaunteya, that means, O son of Kunti, tadartham, for this purpose, mukta sangaha, devoid of attachment, karma, action, samachara, perform. So what Sri Krishna says is, this world is bound by actions other than those performed for yajna. So other than actions which are performed selflessly for the purpose of following a religious observance or rite or sacrifice, or for a good motive, spiritual motive, other than these actions, all actions performed by people bind people, they bind a person. So therefore, O son of Kunti, you perform action only for yajna, that means which does not have sangha, attachment, mukta sangha, samachara, sama achara. You perform actions without attachment. So the key is that perform actions, but attachment is the cause of bondage, and so if you don't have attachment, you will not have bondage. Saha yajñaha prajaha srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostvishta kamaduk. Pura, in the beginning, long ago, Prajapati, Saha Yajna, together with Yajna, Prajaha, this humankind or people, Srishtva, having created, Uvacha, said, Anena, by this, Prasavishyadvam, you shall multiply. Esha, this, Vaha, your, Ishta Kama Dhuk, they are your Kama Dhuk, means cow which can milk your desires, means cow which will, instead of giving milk, will give you desires. Astu, let it be. So there is this cow which is famous, mythological cow, which was got by the churning of the milky ocean, Shira Sagara, and that cow is called Kamadhenu. So it will give whatever one desires. So Prajapati, after creating human beings with yajna, sacrifice, with sacrifice, that means with a sacrifice, along with that sacrifice, Prajapati created human beings and then said, by this you will multiply, you shall multiply. That means you human beings will now multiply, because human beings were created and along with that they were given what is called as desires. So Brahma or Prajapati or the creator God created human beings sacrificially, that means through a sacrifice yajna, and said that now you shall multiply, and this shall be your kamadhenu, your cow which gives desires, which milks desires. So both desires will be created and you will multiply, and further desires will be created in you. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantah shreyah parama avapsyata. Anena, with this, so this is how now Sri Krishna is giving a reason, a mythological reason why there is or why there are so many desires. Why is it that people do actions? Why is that people do things that they do? So he says, by this creation, by this desires which have been created by Prajapati, Devan, the Devas, Bhavayata, they cherish, Te, those, Devaha, Devas, Vaha, you, Bhavayantu, may cherish, Parasparam, one another, Bhavayantaha, cherishing, Param, highest, Shreyaha, good, Avapsyata, you shall gain. So again Prajapati is telling that you see, now I have created something by which you will multiply, and this will be the desire producing milk cow. This will be the cow which will milk desires. And so you have this, and through this you cherish the devas. So deva, the word deva comes from the root word div, which means light, luminosity. So devas are those who give light. That means they have good qualities, goodness, nobleness, nobility, spirituality. So they propagate that, and so they are called devas. The Prajapati told human beings that you see, this, what I have given you now, this birth, this life, you cherish the devas. Cherish the devas, the luminous ones or the shining ones, those that emit light. Cherish them means worship them, think about them, contemplate on them, meditate on them. Why? Because if you cherish them, then they are in a scale of evolution much higher than you. They are more evolved than you, and they are also in charge of different functions of the cosmos. So Varuna Bhagavan is, Varuna Deva is given the responsibility of managing waters. Maruta Bhagavan, Maruta Deva is given the responsibility of managing wind, and so on and so forth. So these devas, if you cherish them, it will be better for you because it will help you to evolve. And also let those devas cherish you. Let they also think about you. Why? If they think about you, then they will also be happy, benign towards you. So it is not sufficient if only the person who is serving thinks about the person who is being served. Even the person who is being served should think about the person who is serving. Only then there will be some kind of benefit, some kind of reward or some kind of evolution that will happen for the person who is serving. That person will get some benefit. So let devas also cherish you. Let they also think about you. And so like this you will cherish devas, and devas will cherish you, by cherishing one another, you will gain the highest good. What is the highest good? To know the true nature, to realize God. That is the highest good. And you will attain that by cherishing one another. Gods also will think about you. You will also think about God. So God is also a position. It is not a position of liberation. God, becoming a God is not liberation. So if gods think about you, then they can also think that if they don't evolve from the position of being a God, then they might have to again take birth as human beings. They might have to come to a lower birth, and so again they will fall in the sansara chakra, the bondage of transmigratory cycle of repeated birth and death. And so they let devas also think about human beings, so they will know that they have to go further. The position of being a deva is not the position of mukti, so they will know. And if you think of devas, then you will be taken care of them, taken care of by them. And so it will help you to also attain the highest spiritual status, because so many things will be taken care of and you will be indulging in spiritual practices. You will not be wasting your time or mind and energy on finding these things which can be provided for by the Vedas, the Devas. Then Ishtan Bhogan hi wo deva dasyante yajna bhavitaha tair dattan apradayebhyo yo bhunkte stena evasaha. So again, Prajapati says, Devaha yajna bhavitaha ishtan bhogan vaha dasyante. Devaha, the devas, yajna bhavitaha, when they will be cherished or worshipped or adored or thought of or meditated upon by yajna, through yajna, then what will they do? Ishtan, whatever desired objects, bhogan, objects, vaha, to you, dasyante, they will give. So if you think about devas, if you worship them through sacrifice, through yajna, then they will give whatever desired objects you need. Whatever objects you desire, they will give. So people go to temples and they, what Swamiji calls shopkeeping religion. People do that. So I want this. If you give this, then I will give you this thing. You know what is the story of a person who prayed to God like that? The story of a person. So there was a person who was in desert, and he got on top of a palm tree, desert, where will be? So he got a date palm, he got on top of a date palm tree. Have you heard this story? So when he went up, then he looked down and he felt that he will not be able to come down. He said that I will offer a camel. If I am coming down safely, I will offer a camel. And then he came down a little, and then he said, no, camel will be little too much. I will offer a goat. Then he came almost halfway. Then he found that goat also is expensive. Then he said, I will offer a hen. Then when he came down, when he just came on the ground, he killed a mosquito and said that is the offering. So that is what happens. But here Sri Krishna is saying that if you think about or meditate on those devas, by not just offering but also you meditate, worship, adore them, then they will give you whatever objects you desire. But there again there is a clause, there is a thing which Sri Krishna says. He says, Taihi. So if you worship, adore, think upon, contemplate, meditate upon a God through yajna, and that God offers you something, Tair Dattan. So whatever these devas offer you, Ebhyah, to them, Apradaya, without offering, Yaha bhunkte, enjoys, one who enjoys, Saha, that person, Stenah, thief eva, indeed. So if gods give you something, devas give you something, and you enjoy those objects given by gods without offering something in return to them, you are a thief. So it is shopkeeping. Like you go to a shop, and if you take something but give money, it is not theft. A mall you go, you take your cart, you take whatever you want and go to the billing counter and pay money, then it is not theft. But a person who will pay money will also take things from the counter, from the rack directly. But a person who will not pay money also will take. Difference is the person who is buying will pay money, thief will not pay money. So there may be some alarm which will go off. Even if you have taken some small thing, there is some in big malls, there is this RFID. So they will, that tag will be there. So immediately that alarm will go off and they will find that you are taking away something without billing it. So that can happen. And that means you are a thief. Similarly, if you pray for something from the gods, devas, and if they give you something, and if you don't offer them something in return, and you are just enjoying whatever you have been given by gods, then you are a thief. You are a thief. Then Sri Krishna says in the 13th verse, Yajna Shistashinah Santo Muchyante Sarva Kilvishaihi Bhunjate Te Twagam Papa Ye Pachanti Atma Karanat. Yajna Shistashinah means Ashinah, one who eats, Shishta, remaining parts or remnant of yajna. So eating the remnants of yajna, that which remains after a yajna. That means after one offers to devas, whatever remains, which is also called prasada. Santah, the good, sarva kilbishaihi, from all kilbisha means from all bad or wrongdoings or sins, muchyante, are freed. Ye, who, to but atma karanast, for themselves, for selfish reasons, pachanti, cook, they, papaha, sinful ones, agham, sin, bhunjate, eat. So here in the 13th verse again, it has been told that a person who eats, good person, who eats only the remaining part of a yajna, that person is freed from all sins. Muchyante sarva kilbishaihi, freed from all sins. But a person who cooks food only for oneself or themselves, those people, what do? They agham bunjate. They are sinful people and they eat sin. Sinful people and they eat sin. What does it mean? It means that without offering in sacrifice, you should not eat. Or you should not enjoy anything through the senses without offering in sacrifice to the gods. So it has got various levels of meanings. The first level, which will be very gross or very apparent, is that suppose you are cooking some food, you have to offer it to some god and then eat. So, food is symbolic of the element earth. You're drinking water, you have to offer it to God. Water is, of course, symbolic of the element water. And if you are smelling something, then you have to offer it to God. The smell is, that is, how will you offer it to God? You will burn incense sticks, etc. So, smell is connected to the sense organ, nose. Then if you see something, so you have to offer it to God. How do you do that? By lighting lamp, etc. So that is connected to your eye. If you are hearing something, then you have to offer it to God. How is it? By singing and chanting hymns, etc., which is connected to your ears. And if you are touching something, that you have to offer to God. How? By saluting, by doing what is called pranam to God. So the touch is connected. So like that, all these 5 senses, touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing, everything is whatever you enjoy through these 5 senses, you offer it to God and then you consume it. Then you are not a thief, and also you are not a person who will incur sin. So you will be freed from sins. But if a person does it only for the sake of enjoying through the senses, then that person will incur sin. Now what does it mean? Does it mean that all the time you have to engage yourself in worship? So as I told you, this is a gross or a very raw understanding of things, but very inferior understanding of things. But there can be a better understanding, or which can be done. And what is that? So if you want to drink water, ensure that other people or other living beings also get water. Ensure that water is conserved for the coming generations. Then you drink water. So you drink water not for just the sake of selfishly satiating or fulfilling your desires, but you drink water ensuring that you are not taking the share of others. Eat food, but ensuring that you are not taking the share of others. Similarly, when you are lighting a fire or when you are seeing some sight, ensure that you are not encroaching into the needs of your coming generations or other living beings. So in that sense also, or that is the sense in which this has to be understood, because in that sense it makes more sense that when you eat, you ensure that you are taking only that much which you need. Then there is, in this, there is another meaning attached. That is, from earth we take food, water, whatever is necessary for the sustenance of this body. What do we give back? We have to give back labor. If you don't, then you will get what is called as lifestyle diseases. If you only eat and you don't exert, don't toil, then you will get diabetes, you will get heart problems, cholesterol, etc. Similarly, from this universe we take knowledge. So we have to give it back through teaching, sharing of what we know. If you don't do it, what will happen? You will get Alzheimer's disease. So if you don't do that, if you don't share your knowledge, then what knowledge you are taking is as good as it is theft, it is robbery. Similarly, if you don't share, if you don't give back your bodily exertion, toil, then what you are enjoying in terms of food, water, etc., is again robbery. So, also we take emotional and spiritual health from this world, love and spirituality, that also we have to give back in kindness, compassion, mercy, etc. Only, and also thinking about the welfare of all people, all beings in this world, that we have to do. Only then this sacrifice, this yajna becomes complete. Else you just take and don't give back anything, then you are doing something very bad. You are committing, truly you are committing a sin. Apart from this, in the scriptures, it has been told that one has to do 5 kinds of sacrifices. What are they? Deva Yajna, offering something to gods. Brahma Yajna, teaching and chanting and studying the scriptures. Pitri Yajna, offering offerings to one's ancestors. And Nru Yajna, feeding other hungry human beings. And Bhuta Yajna, feeding of other living beings. These are the 5 kinds of duties one has to perform to get rid of 5 kinds of sins one incurs in day-to-day life, particularly householders' life, due to killing of living beings. How? By using the pestle and mortar, by using grinding stone, by using the oven, by using water jar, and by using the broom. So many living beings are killed when we use these things. And so to get rid of the sin incurred by killing these living beings, one has to do these yajnas. Seen from whatever angle, the idea is whatever you take, you have to give that back. You cannot just have everything for yourself and not share it with the rest of the world. And so, unless you do that, you are a thief. And if you do this, then you are part of the ecosystem. So, that is what is being told in the Bhagavad Gita. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.